What's up, YouTube? So today I'm going to show you everything that I know about staying focused in order to be successful building an online business. Stay with me, it's coming right up. Before we get to that, my name is Eric Hammer. I'm known as the man with a hat. And that's because, well, I wear a fedora pretty much everywhere that I go. And I'm one of the few people who can pull one off successfully. Well, me and this guy. Yeah. Anyway, so I do two things here. I review software and products that make money online niche, basically to make sure that you don't end up buying a bunch of crap.
What a load of crappy crap.
Bye, boy.
Damn it, Bart! You have like Vulcan hearing or something. Seriously, stop complaining. He complains all the time. He's so annoying. Anyway, I also do a lot of videos here involving mindset and entrepreneurship.
Yes, he's an entrepreneur. He's very successful.
Thank you, Liz Lemon. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Now, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I drop new videos, because frankly, subscribe doesn't mean much here on YouTube anymore. Go ahead and like this video, comment down below, and let's get right into this. Okay, so let's talk about staying focused for success. First of all, what do I mean by staying focused? So when I say staying focused for success, I mean that the biggest issue that I see that people have when they're trying to get into building an online business, any business really, you're trying to build a business, is that people give up very easily. It's what I call the 95-90 rule. 95% of people who want to start an online business, they buy courses like the courses that I create or courses other people make. They go through them, and sometimes they don't even bother going through them. Sometimes they just buy them and buy them and buy them. But some people actually go through them and they say, this looks really interesting, I really want to do this, and then nothing happens. Basically, they go on to the next thing, the next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing. Of the 5% who do try something, 90% of those people are going to give up after the first roadblock. So, for example, my most recent product, sorry, my dog is here. She's just had surgery, so she's got one of those cones around her neck, and it makes a lot of noise when she's walking by. Anyhow, so I recently launched a product, and basically the product involves setting up a gig on a particular website. I'm not going to tell you what it is. If you want to know what it is, I'll go ahead and leave a link up above to my review of Unstoppable, because it's a really cool product. And most people I know will look at it and think it's really interesting and very nice, and they just won't do anything with it, which drives me crazy, to be perfectly honest. I hate when people do that. I want people to actually succeed. And I had one person contact me today, say, Eric, my gig was not approved, help. And I said, well, did they tell you what the reason was? They're usually pretty good about that. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me look. This is what I'm talking about. 90% of the 5% of people who even try something, 90% of them are going to, when they get that thing, oh, your gig wasn't approved, okay, I'm on to the next thing. Well, this was interesting, I'm on to the next thing. Don't give up and say, I'm on to the next thing. Go back and keep fixing it and keep asking them, please give me guidance. What exactly do you want? What do I need? Keep asking questions, keep pushing until you get to the point where you're actually making sales, you're actually making money. Okay, now, this is the 95-90 rule. Most people simply will not do this. No matter how much I tell them to, no matter how much I beg and plead with them, go and actually put in the effort. They just don't. No matter how much I try, they simply will not do it.
You know, because they're lazy?
It has nothing to do with being lazy. It has to do with, well, I guess it might nah, not really lazy. It's more human nature, but anyhow. So I want to talk about some strategies you could use to try to make sure that you end up being one of those lucky few who actually makes it through and actually builds the business that you want to build. So the first thing you have to think about is, how much time do you have? Now, I know most of you probably are working a 9-to-5 job. 9 to 5 is really a misnomer today. The vast majority of people actually work much longer hours than 9 to 5. Uh, the 9 to 5 was like 40 years ago when I was just a baby. But anyhow, we still call it the 9 to 5. Let's assume, for example, it's 9 to 6, and let's assume it takes you an hour commuting each direction. So let's say you have to leave home around 8 in the morning, you get home 7 o'clock at night. Okay, so let's say that you want to get up around, I don't know, 6 a.m. or so, and let's say you want to get to bed by around 11 p.m. So you get about, what, 7 hours of sleep. That's about the average most people get. Some people need 8, some people need 9, but let's say 7. All right, so get home at 7 o'clock at night. You probably want to have dinner. You want to unwind. You want to hang out with your wife or your husband, or the kids. Uh, and so you spend the time doing that. You go and you go through your time, and before you know, it's time to go to bed. And where's the time to run your business coming from? You get up in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. You go take a shower, brush your teeth, have breakfast, have some coffee, maybe sit and check out the news for a few minutes, and then you're off to the races. Again, where's the time to build your business? So the thing is like this: when you're doing a 9 to 5, and I'm not telling you to quit your job. Do not quit your job if you're not earning a living yet. I actually, I was kind of contrary when I did this. I was fired from my job when I started doing this full time. I mean, I did have a little bit of a side gig already, but I was not nowhere near ready to leave my job when I was fired. So, but anyhow, be that as it may, these days I am averaging about $10,000 per month in revenue, and you know, not to not to toot my own horn, but doing pretty well. So, but realistically, let's say you have maybe a half an hour a day. Okay, so you have half an hour a day because let's say that after you get the kids to sleep and you've done everything else, and and you're relaxed. Maybe it's 10 o'clock at night. Okay, you have half an hour, 45 minutes to work on your business. Okay, so that's let's say half an hour just for the hell of it. That's 2.5 hours per week, and let's say you can put in another 4 hours on the weekend. So you're talking about 6.5 hours per week. Okay, 6.5 hours times 4 weeks. Okay, so that's approximately 28 hours, right? 20, 20 4 times 26 hours. 26 hours a week. So it's a month. So plus, a couple of days extra. So figure 28 hours. So it's about the equivalent of working about 1 week on your business. So if you think of it that way, if you try to schedule it so that you put in that half hour every single day, you put in the 4 hours on the weekend, you do have the time to do this. Even if you're doing a full time job and you have everything else going on, you have to just be disciplined about it and say, okay, from 10 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., that's my business time. This is the time that's set aside. That it has to be this. And I think a good way of thinking about it is kind of like a religious devotion almost. Basically, if you a lot of religious people that I know will pray 3 times a day. Muslims, I think, pray 6 times a day, and they have set times that they have to do it. People that I know who pray 3 times a day, they will go to the synagogue 3 times a day to go and pray, and they know I have to be at synagogue 6 a.m. every day. That's when I go to pray, and so they set that time aside that this is part of their schedule, that they do this every single day. They go to synagogue, or a Muslim goes to the mosque every single day, 6 a.m. I apologize. I don't know about Christians. I think that as far as I know, Christianity, you only go once a week to church on Sundays, and then also on the holidays like Christmas and Easter. So I apologize if I am misrepresenting that. I am not an expert on Christianity, uh, so I apologize. But if you think of it in religious terms, where you say this is a commitment, that I am making this a commitment, just the same way that an Orthodox Jew would make a commitment that they're going every single morning to synagogue, or a devout Muslim is making a commitment that they go every single morning to the mosque. If you think of it as a commitment that you're doing this the same way that somebody who is a religious person would commit that they are going to go and pray every single day, then it's a lot easier for you to commit a certain time frame that this is my time for my business. And so when you have that, you can actually focus a lot more. The other thing is you need to be realistic. Okay, I personally am currently doing about $10,000 per month in revenue from my business. You are not going to do $10,000 per month in revenue from your business, not at first. Not for the first 6 months, probably not for the first year. Okay, it took me a while to get to this point, and I'm still building my business. I know people who make infinitely more money than I do, and I know a whole lot of people who make a whole lot less than I do. Right? The bottom line is you need to give yourself the ability to be realistic. So instead of thinking to yourself, okay, I need to be making, I saw one person say, I need to be making $10,000 per month within the next 3 months. And that's ridiculous. That's not going to happen. Forget about it. Never going to happen. Well, maybe it might happen. I don't know. You might get lucky, but realistically, don't think of it that way. Okay, you need to be realistic. Think to yourself, what if I put myself that my goal is that within the first 30 days I've made one sale online, just one. Doesn't have to be 100 sales or 1,000 sales. I made one sale. I made $5, $10, $20. That's nothing for most people. It's not going to make any real difference in your life to earn $5 or $10. I apologize about the crying baby outside if you can hear it on the recording. A lot of neighbors with babies here. Anyway, but be realistic about it, right? The next thing is stick with the schedule. As I said, give yourself that time, make it a religious thing that this is my time that I'm working every single day. Next thing you want to do is think long term. So, what do I mean by think long term? A lot of people I see in this industry who want success, they say, "Oh, I have to be successful within the next 2 weeks. I have to be successful in the next month. I have to be successful in the next 3 months." There's no time frame for this. You have to think of it as a long-term commitment that you're in this for the long term. And if you fail, you fail, and you'll get up and you'll start again, and you'll get up and start again, and get up and start again. We're going to get to that in a minute. To be prepared to fail often. Okay, and this brings me to my next point. Stop thinking like an employee. This is probably the most important thing, so please pay attention.
Would it trouble you terribly not to sleep in my class?
And really, pay attention. Seriously, pay attention. Anyway, uh, so sorry, but seriously, don't think like an employee. An employee has a particular mindset. An employee's mindset is I'm putting in 40 hours of work per month, per week, and I expect to be paid 10, 15, 20, 30, 30, $40 an hour, whatever, however much you make per hour. You're saying to yourself, okay, I'm calculating out, okay, if I'm being paid $10 per hour for 40 hours, I'm expecting to make X number of dollars for 40 hours of work. Forget about it. Don't think like an employee. You're not an employee anymore. You're an entrepreneur. Completely different mindset. An entrepreneur does not think like an employee. An entrepreneur does not say, I'm putting in 40 hours, I expect 40 hours worth of money. An entrepreneur can put in 40 hours and not make a single penny. I have put in countless hours and made nothing from it. Okay, you need to think like an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur says to themselves, I'm investing in my future. And so I built things up over time. I've created content, I've put together products, and I've built things up over time. And over time, I have put these things together to the point where now I can see results of my business, even though even if it's something I built a year ago, I can still use that and actually make money off of it. And that's how you have to think about it. You have to think about it as an entrepreneur, not an employee. And finally, be prepared to fail often. That means that you have to be prepared and say to yourself, if I fail, I fail. I don't care. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go back and keep doing this. And I'm going to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it until you finally succeed. You have to be willing to fail. And I know that's really hard. A lot of people fail and they say, this is a scam. Forget it. It's not going to work. I can tell you 110% it is not a scam. It works. But you have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to put in the effort to keep going, keep trying, keep pushing. When you do that, you are going to see success. It may not come immediately. At first, it's going to feel like a struggle. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I can't do this. But I promise you, if you keep pushing, eventually you're going to get to the point where you're seeing real success. And I wish you the very best success. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you like this video. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought, because I really do want to hear your thoughts and hear how you think, what you would like to see on this channel. And I will see you on the next video.